So we're live. Okay. Welcome. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Adab, Khushamdeed, Assalamu alaikum, Namaskar, and welcome to the stream. Today we're gonna build an iFlight quad. Check this out, you guys. Check it out. This is the one that we built earlier. We're gonna build another one just like it, but a teeny tiny little bit different. But this is the one we're gonna go off of. She looks nice. She flies good. She started to get tuned. So things are going along. This is the first time we're gonna be doing this up on YouTube. Usually I've been doing the building streams on Facebook. So let's try out YouTube and see how you guys like it here. We're gonna spend, if you're watching this after the stream has already been done, then you may want to forward a little bit because I'm gonna stream a ramble for a teeny tiny itty bitty little bit. And the idea there is that I'm gonna just share the stream out a little bit, man. Just share it. You know, you gotta hit that share button. If you're watching later, remember to hit that like button. You might be watching it over to do your own Protek35 build. I'm gonna build it up from scratch using pretty much the recommended iFlight parts. Right, we're using a Beast F7 45 amp AIO. We're going to be primarily using 4S batteries, but also putting on the capacitor so we can use the 6S batteries. Okay, and we will be putting on the CyberZing 2203 motors, and those are the ones that iFlight recommends as well. 3600 kV. So I will have to do the motor output limiting when I run my 6S on it. For a camera, what we're going to put onto this one is another Cadex Ant, I believe. This build it exactly the same. Cadex Ant. And video transmitter, we're going to put on a UTBS Unify Pro HV. That's going to come on later. We're just going to put in the wiring for that today. Let's just quickly share it. Building yet another quad live. All right, this time on that Facebook, we just smash that share button, get it going, get it done. We copy the link and we tell our buddies up in the fantastic Discord that hey, we're doing this. Hey guys, I'm live building a quad. Come hang out and help. Always good to help. Always good to ask for help. That's how you gotta do it, dude. That's how you gotta do it. You gotta get some help. The hive mind is real. We got some old videos playing up on the top left over there. That should be, and I'm not sure if how well this is going because I don't know where to track my analytics. It tells me I have an excellent connection and everything seems fine. But okay, all right, so here we go. Let's start the building. We put it out on the Discord. I want to put it out in one more placey place. Yeah, we should put it out in one more itty bitty little place. Let's hit refresh over here. If you forward it to here, you want to forward a little bit more. It's going to get a lot of action real soon, real fast. Let's share that to our liftoff group. This is the bit you don't have to deal with in liftoff, because yeah, if you do the if you check out the liftoff official live stream, the Song of Pitch and Throttle, every Sunday 1600 GMT, you can catch me live flying liftoff, and we don't even have to build quads there. Just kind of go and fly. You know, we got to tell the boys up in Rotor Riot. Yeah, we got this freebie this freebie lanyard from them way back when. Back to the build life. Protek35 live, and we post it. You gotta hit that share button, you guys. You gotta share it. Because you learn interesting things. When we were building the previous one, the one that I showed you guys, the ESC the legs on the capacitor were the opposite to what I expected, which is really bad, because I would have I would have wired it. I would have wired it the other way around. Go to Riot Community. Hey guys, building a Protek35 live. Uh, and we didn't know which one of the capacitor legs was negative or positive. And Iman, Blue Cheese Khartabil, stream champ, up in liftoff, helped us out with that, which was a lot of fun, a lot of fun, a lot of fun. That we shared it to Rotor Riot, we shared it to the liftoff page. We should share it on the Karachi Quads page. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. We should share to a group because that's our page on Facebook. Almost done with the streamer babble. Just you guys wait. Live now. Doing the build on YouTube this time. Come hang out. Woohoo! Share that. Bada boom. It's not an event, Facebook. Just post it for me. Thank you very much. Where do I keep an eye on the chat? We have nobody with us. And share it to our page. Lovely background music by the lovely Ed Miller, Celtic Pirate, Cheeks in Phoenix. And check him out there. I hope he's feeling better. He had the vid, man. He had the vid. Bad stuff. But what we're going to do, is there an iFlight page that we can share this to? I wonder. That's one more place that I'll share it, and then I'll get to building. Again, if you're watching after the fact, I was alone right now. And I was there. Team iFlight FPV, we're going to join the group as a me. Why not as a Karachi Quads? Because that's who we are. Let's join the group. We can't post in it till we join the group. Okay, it's asking me some security questions. Excel 6 and Protek35, one of which I'm building right now. Ooh, how long have I been flying FPV? 2021 coming to an end. I'd say going on 7 years now, 6-7 years. 6-7 years. Thank you. Let me in. Once you let me in, I will share my experience with you guys. Okay, here we go. And let's start up. We don't need to watch stream health anymore, apparently. Not over there, which is funky. Strange. You learn something new every day. Let's try it out. Okay. Everything looks good. Let's build a quad. This is the exciting part. If you forward it out to right here, this is the bit that you wanted. Let's open some stuff. First thing we're going to open up is this nice fresh flight controller. Bought all this stuff from Pak RC Hub. Great kid if you want to get stuff locally in Pakistan. Do check him out. I think he's still got some other goodies put for the going. Let's open up this flight controller. Should have a drink of water. I have my water ready for me. Always have water when you're building, you guys. Get XT60 out. This guy can stay in here. Get some of the screws out. Check out the capacitors. One is 35 volts and the other is also, thank the Lord, 35 volts. So we take one of the 35 volt capacitors. That's what we want. Take the flight controller itself and a little packet, little connector. We're going to need that little connector. And let's put this guy away into the pile of other things. So the first thing you want to do, you guys, pro tip if you're building a new quad, is you get your nice shiny new flight controller, visually inspect it, see what it looks like. Mine has a, oh no, that's not a thing, that's just yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be. It looks good, it looks clean. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna plug it into Betaflight. Plug it right on in, see what she do. And bada bing. And wow, that took up so much power, it knocked my audio out. Don't worry guys, the audio will be back presently. Hello, there we go. Oh, it did not recognize the device this far away. Let's pull it out and plug it in again. Oh no, it was setting it up a COM port, virtual COM port. Okay, okay, now let's plug it in again. I don't think I'm going to be able to do this from on the couch. I'm going to have to step and go over there for a second. But it shouldn't have to install it because, there we go, because this flight controller should already be installed. That shouldn't be a thing for us. That shouldn't be a thing for us at all. Okay, audio is back. It takes a second. It's weird. Let's show the desktop and open up Betaflight configurator. Make sure our stream is still going happy. Betaflight configurator is open, and do you magically read my flight controller on a port? If this doesn't happen, no need to panic. Change USB ports. That's what we're gonna do. It's up on COM9. Connecting. Bada bing. Boom. We're connected to our board, ladies and gentlemen. Down, up, left, right. There we go. Everything is connected and it is running Betaflight version 4.2.4. This is not something that we want. So the first thing that we do you guys want to see? Yeah, you guys should. I should show you guys what we're doing. Let me bring over another window for Betaflight so that you guys can get the full experience. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Let's make a quick window capture for you guys and Betaflight configurator. Look at that. So this is our flight controller. This is me moving it around. Everything is happy. Everything is healthy. Just gonna have a look if anything is set up in this guy. It wasn't in the last one. Okay, you're to 4K. Everything seems fine in the pit tuning tab. Let's take a look. These don't look like their numbers. These don't look like their filter settings. So all we're going to do, we're going to disconnect. We're going to come right here to firmware flasher and we're going to check what release is loaded. This is the one that we want. Let's double check that. iFlight F7 AIO. The V2 is just the H version of this board. So this is what we want. It's already loaded up and we tell it right down here. Can you guys see? Flash firmware. Flash it. It does magical things. I really like that. They're able to communicate to each other. The flight controller and the flight controller and the computer being able to communicate to each other is a real geek moment for me. I love it. Here we go. Now it's flashing away. Oh, loving the background music. Today took us 3 hours last time till we got it to the point where we wanted, and then I did a couple of hours of soldering after the off camera. Then did an hour of mucking about with it over at a friend's house with the multimeter and fixing up a solder. Today I'm hoping that within 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours, we should have it to a point where we just have to connect the FPV powertrain. It is now disconnected itself. We have to give it a restart. So we pull it out. We're going to do one more thing here, children. One more thing. But just because we get to do... Ow! Oh, the horror. Something's gone horribly wrong. Something's gone horribly wrong with my audio. Oh, sweet Lord. Oh, sweet Lord. It wants COM9 now again, so we're back in, as you can see, and we're still good. So we're going to fix a couple of things that we're going to sort out while we're here, so that we don't have to come and do them again. I'm going to put the flight controller itself on top of a little cardboard box to make sure nothing mucks with it. All right, UART2 for the it wants UART2, so we're gonna just quickly check, is that what we're connecting our crossfire to? And the way we do that is in the wiring diagram. You guys saw that wiring diagram coming in for a while. No, UART3, it looks like UART3. Yeah, R3 and T3. So we want our serial RX on UART3 and we want UART7 to have TBS smart audio. Let's set that up in advance. Save and reboot, baby. So that when we do plug in the quad and everything comes in, everything is fine. It's the way that, oh, now you're not. See, it does this sometimes. I want UART3 to be my serial RX. Save and reboot. You gotta double check that. I don't know why. Is something I'm doing wrong? UART3. Can I not make two changes at the same time? VTX Smart Audio on this. Save and reboot. This is the way we build a quad, build a quad, build a quad. This is the way we build a quad with reverse motors, baby. Reverse motors. Thank you very much. And you can run for 8K, 8K. We checked that on the last. Well, actually, one thing that we can and will be doing right here is and then how will we paste in the OSD stuff from the other quad? Okay, we'll have to do that manually because the thing that I want to do, children, the thing that I want to do is go to CLI, and I have in another window a CLI dump loaded up from Protek itself for a 4S analog crossfire crossfire board. So we're just going to control C. All right. I'm going to take iFlights and there's a file that says read me first before this goes in. Please make sure you know what you're doing and check the following article for further classification on how to use our thing. But the thing is, when you go to that article, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do copy paste. And there's a big thing that it's writing in. I'm just going to remove the save at the bottom so we can see what happens. Ra-da-da-da. It did all sorts of things. I really shouldn't have told it everything, I suppose. So I shan't save it. I shall just go out of this. Yeah. So if I don't hit save, nothing happens. No, we're gonna go for it. We're gonna go for it. I know what I'm doing. What's wrong? It's your factory dump. So everything should be fine. That is the batch command is ended. We're gonna hit save. We are brave boys today. Brave boys flashing our quad, doing things in the CLI. Now when we connect to it, we double check our ports. We fix that up. We want serial RX on UART3. And we want VTX TBS Smart Audio. We save and reboot again. Connect, double check that. Yeah, UART3, UART7. Come to our config. We do want reverse motors. We do want 8K, 8K. We want no barometer. We wanna, what else do we wanna do here? Protek35. Fine, you can have a name, why not? You're running crossfire, air mode is always on. Important things to check first time you build a quad. And the RSSI needs to be turned on. Yeah, so that I can get my link strength, right? And then we hit save and reboot right here. Then we come back, we hit connect. We come and have a quick look at the pit tuning. These are, of course, now the iFlight recommended numbers. We've tested these. We will be moving them around a little bit based on our findings. But this is what we really want to move around. This is weird AF, you guys. Oh, yeah. I'm going to change this to profile 2. And we'll just go to the default profile for now. We'll be pasting in our rates as well. Okay, we'll be pasting in our rates as well. Presently, modes, aux1. We don't want aux2 on horizon mode. We do want flip over after crash on aux3. Why are we doing this? We're just going to be pasting this from the other quad. Why are we doing this? Don't need to be doing this. Okay, let's stop doing this. And we can't flash the ESC. We want to do JESC onto this one. So let's come on back to Streamylab, show you guys what's going on real quick. So you guys can see the pretty quad videos up in the right, and we're going to disconnect the flight controller. Boom. Runs very hot, these guys. I don't know why. you can go over here, go back in the box so that you're neat and clean. The first thing we want to do to this guy is we want to give it some power, you guys. The short leg is negative, the side with the color is the negative side. This is what we've been told. So our plan is to first get this guy hooked up. Now we found the arrow. That's Ed coughing in the background. Hope you're feeling better today, Ed. And we're just gonna add these guys, positive and negative. Why would you go this way? I want you to go the other way. Yeah, this way. And then come out the back that way, right? Nice and neatly in there. And then on the outside of it, we want to put the, should have gotten only one of these. On the outside of that, we want to put the, the the capacitor. The capacitor is important. Which one of these do I want to use? Let's just look up the wiring diagram real quick again. This says we shifted this over to this guy. Let's go back to the wiring diagram and scroll down here where we're putting in TPS. Full voltage is at the bottom. So that means that you guys are full voltage. Preparing is half the job at times, you guys. Definitely when you're soldering things, it's the job. This is the 5 volter. Yeah, this is the 5 volter, which is a smaller one. And this is the other one. And this is the one that we've used currently. And it's worked out for us just fine. We are going to be using this to power the crossfire. We'll use this to power the crossfire. So we can put this guy away. Righty tighty. Now what we're also going to do is we're going to take the other guy. It's going to seem a little counterproductive that we're going to take the other drone, the one that we already have built and ready, and we're going to actually take it apart a little bit. The idea is, stay with me here, the idea is I just want to get some eyes on to, eyes on to how much space I have for the capacitor. How much space I have for the capacitor there, so I can decide exactly where to put the capacitor in this build. I do not want it in the same place as this one. I do not want it in the same place as this one. At least I'd like to not have it, and I'd like to also not do the power connection from underneath. Let's see what we can do. I have some thoughts. Deep thoughts with Abdul. Here we go. Here we go. Come on, boys. I'm hoping some of my treehouse gang will come and hang out. Let's see. This screw is always very tight. I'm not sure why. Doesn't feel like there's any pressure on it like from the frame, but it does feel like it's really difficult to unscrew, which is strange. Should not be that way. Oh yeah, this squad's gonna get video just like this, except more of it. Well, not exactly like this, where I'm keeping up with the bird there with no issues. That's not gonna happen. But there is gonna be a little bit of flippy floppy and a whole lot of fly through the trees. A whole lot of fly through the trees. Let me tell you what. Whole lot of fly through the trees. So we just got that off and carefully get the power cable off, so we can just take the hood and leave it off there. Oh man, yeah. Let's put that over there. Ooh, knocked over my battery, my soldering battery. Okay, so let's see how much space do we have there. We don't have enough space to lay it horizontally. We'll have to come out vertically a little bit, and then the legs go in the side. So, do you also go in the bottom then? Why not? Why not have you in on the bottom? The solder is pretty much exactly the same. So, okay. So now we've got this guy open. Small wires were no issue at all. The camera wires just lugged that straight in, and this was the new camera wires. They fit perfectly. Okay, so this guy can go back on the side, and we can start soldering this guy up to this station. Once we solder this in, we can actually hook in a battery and do that JESC magic as well before the fact. It's gonna get mounted like this. Get you guys in right here. Okay. Then the capacitor, make sure it's 35 volts. You should really be sitting, we'll have to sit on top of this so that that comes straight up. Okay, let's just do it. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Let us do it. Get the tape and get the flight controller. Let's get the solder, baby. We're going to be using a TS100. TS100 for the win. First thing we do is we secure in our board to our little soldering device. Then the next thing that I like to do is to secure the little soldering device to a larger device. Actually, I'm gonna solder this in. Do this with the table because it is easier with the table. You guys will be able to follow along. Let me know if you'd like to bring it in any closer so that you guys can see it. In fact, before I start this, look at this. Neat, clean, golden pads. Can you see that? So these two pads right here at the bottom, if it ever focuses. Focus. Focus. Is this how the cool YouTubers do it with their hands in front? There you go. You see these two pads right at the bottom, these two, those are the two that we're going to solder to right now. Main power, always remember to double check your polarities, children. We'll talk about some more pro solder tips in just a second, but first, real pro solder tip to check is check your polarities, baby. Oh yeah. Make sure you get that right. Ain't no coming back from that. Looks like our Facebook fam is definitely more in than our YouTube family. There we go. You're in. Side. These screws should be moved to a safer location where they don't get in the way and they don't get thrown around. Good place to put your screws is in the screw wells. It takes a second, but you know, no, we're gonna put them over here and over there. They'll be safe. TS100 battery. Solder time. It is. It's giving me an audio recommendation. How's audio? Can you guys hear me fine? It sounds okay-ish to me. Okay-ish. Don't know. Don't know how you guys feel about that. Do let me know. All right, let's make some space. Move your tools away. Move our mouse to the other side so that we don't mistakenly solder things. Is my audio still off? Oh, you guys still can't hear the beautiful music. Come on, music, come back to life. Oh, yeah. Ah. And make sure that the box is nice and clean. Solder is nice and ready. The flux is here to do the job. Preparation is everything, children. I'm just thinking if I want to add the capacitor before or after, because I can just tape in the capacitor and have it coming out next to it on top. That's just coming out straight and a bit to the side, and leave some of the legs in so that I can potentially just move that around a little bit if I need to, for whatever reason. So the first thing we do, we dip into the solder flax, dip it in and flux up our connector as well, because this was something that we saw last time, that it takes a lot of heat, yeah, but as with everything, as is natural, it likes the flux. And also, just to make this really comfortable for me, I'm going to take another piece of tape and I'm going to tape it down. Oh yeah, I'm going to tape it down. Makes your soldering easy, under control. See if you have to take this call. We do. Hello? Yes? Sure. Have they gone already? Can I have that same vanilla Oreo, please, that I had last time? Yes, that please. Sure. I don't know. I'm trying to build right now on the stream. I'd be up for. Yeah, that's okay. I'd be up for some. I don't know, burger of some sort, maybe. Okay, please, thank you. You guys should suggest, because I see you watching, buddy. You should suggest what I should order for food. Let's turn our TS100 on. Man, I love how fast this is. Hashtag not sponsored. It's like speedy, it's reliable, it's just, it's awesome. I do like it at 350 degrees. You see that? Nicely soldered up, smoking up right from the start, because I left it with some solder on it. You got to leave your irons tinned so that the tip does not corrode over time. Treat your iron well, and your iron will treat you well. There you go, nice big blobby blob of solder onto there. Nice little blob of solder onto there. And we should tin these two surfaces as well. Clean your tip between every solder. I should have taped this in a little bit sideways. Can I still do that? Should be able to. This makes the angle a little bit better for me. And yeah, soldering jujitsu is real, dude. Oh no, I'm making a huge solder ball. Visually inspecting, it's flowed through down there, but it hasn't flowed to the underside, which is okay. Right, that's enough. Is that enough? The main power solder. Give it a bit more. There we go, man. Nice and shiny, nice and big. Little bit of burnt flux, putting some black stuff onto that.
And my fingertips are shot, so I'm gonna call that one in the evening.
Oh,
This
Ed's.
up. Those of you guys that came late and go back and check out the beginning as I was warming up. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. Peace out.
It flowed a little bit down into those things, but that's okay. Oh, this one has a bit at the bottom as well. That's thick. The bottom of it is a little ugly. Top of it is okay. You're gonna switch up the music so that you guys can still keep enjoying Mr. Ed Miller in the background. Lux your connections. Lux them up. Especially after you've been giving it a little bit of heat, like you saw me doing after the solder thinning job itself was done. It melts immediately as the board is heated up after that. I'm gonna try and give the board less heat this time. That's also what the flux is in aid of. Lots of flux. Give it some to the other one as well while we're here. Bow, 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 chow. Bow, bow, chow. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow, meow. Careful, touching that guy. Note that solder joint is cold. Yes, that solder joint is solid. Get the other one in. Let's get some solder paste or some flux onto this guy. It's a big thick wire. It needs the solder paste. It likes the solder paste. Let's keep an eye. Has one of you suggested what I should be eating? Sadly not. That on positive, yeah, red is red. Black is gonna be black in just a moment.
Alright, well. Whew. Been a while since my fingers have done this.
Put some solder flux onto it. The back of the solder joint doesn't look good. Like the front of it where I was hitting it with the heat looks marvelously sweetened, but the other side not so much. Just gonna apply a bit of solder paste right there. Gonna apply some fresh solder to our iron tip so that it's nice and smoky. We should be able to just kind of coax it, sweeten together. Doesn't feel like it's sweeting. I don't like it. Looks like a cold solder joint. Solder joint is what it looks like. A lot of heat going into the board. Pretty close to all the panels. Oh, I felt that heat flowing that time. Up the wire, that's what you want to feel. You feel that thick wire filling up with that heat. Still doesn't look nice from this side. Be satisfied with your solders, children. Remember, do everything that you can. Especially, at least on main power. I mean, come on, at least on main power. The iron wasn't smoking hot anymore. Needs to be smoking. Find a way to grip it just right. And then apply that heat in the area where you see that it hasn't quite sweetened. Got it into a capacitor thing there, that's no good. It feels like it needs more flux, but I think it's swimming in flux. Again, we're giving in a lot of heat to get these two solders right. I'm not a fan of so much heat into the board. Nice fresh solder, fresh solder onto the thing. So gently into the thing. Come on, we gotta get it hard enough. I'm gonna go in for the capacitors. Shorten out these legs a little bit. Planning out capacitor routing. Just planning it out. Man, that baby's hot. I think it'll fit. I'm gonna try it.
T.
Cutting off the capacitor legs. Now our soldering iron is still turned on. That's no good, especially given that we have a TS100. We shouldn't be doing that. Needless waste of lipo energy. Save the planet, y'all. And just tin up the capacitor legs. It rolled away from me. It rolled right away from me. Crazy. Let's tape that up, that it stays in one place, and then real quick come back in, hit it with the soldering iron, give it some solder. Ow! Solder bursting out onto my bare legs because I'm soldering in shorts. There we go. Both of those guys wetted with the solder. Now we take some more of the solder and we apply it to the spot where we intend on heating up our wires and adding in our capacitor. Add nice bit of flux onto both of those locations. There we go. A bunch of it onto our already smoking iron, but it's good to have some more. It's good to clean it off as well. Saw some gunk left over from the earlier solder. Nice and clean now. There we go. Up at 350. Where'd the cap go? This side is the negative. All we gotta do is just kind of smoosh it into place. In fact, we should reset this to make our lives a little bit easier. We're just gonna reset the tapes onto this side. There we go. Helping hands is the right way to do this, in case you're wondering. Check the negative, the side with the color on it is the negative, ouchie. Double checking polarities. Okay, that guy is on. Going for the other leg. Hotty tots, don't hold metal legs that you're soldering with your fingers. Ideally, shouldn't be using your fingers at all to be holding components in place while soldering. Should be using your nice wire clippers, wire grippers, especially if you got a nice set from RDQ. There we go, turn off our soldering iron real quick because we're going to take a break from the soldering now. Did we go for JESC already? Let's wait for JESC. Give the board a bit of time to cool down, show you guys what we've done. And now look, that stuff is magically connected there. Where it was bare, it is now good. Little bit of solder on that thing, on the surface mounted component right next to it, and a bit of ugliness on the main black. I'm just going to give it a move around. I think that gets sweetened pretty good from the back. Yep, it's fine. is good. Alright, board cools down. Next thing we should do is we should tin it up while we are soldering, and in the solder bars we should just tin it up, man. Always good though, I think, to check with a multimeter. And on for an hour, we managed one solder. Wow. Maybe pick up the pace in the second hour. Well, the mains are not shorted. That's always good news. It's always also a good thing to check. Pro tips up in here for you guys. Oof. You know how we roll. Do these guys first. They are closer. The way to do it is get your iron nicely heated up, nicely soldered up, nice and smoky hot, and then just hit that pad with some heat. Make sure to move your iron all over the pad a little bit. Spread that heat, get all of that pad activated. Give it a nice ball of solder, feed it in, and then get out of there. Quick as you can. Once you see it sweeting, once you see it developing and spreading all over there, get out of there. You also get a sense of how much solder that you're feeding in to it each time, so you get like a sense of how big a solder
it's
ball.
Already New Year's there, but not yet here. Does that
Hey,
mean I get 2 birthdays?
It's crazy. He's talking to me during his stream while I'm playing him during my stream while I was watching his stream.
I'm no longer be a 50-year-old. I'm gonna be.
That's crazy. That's some Inception stuff right there. We're gonna have to do some left-handed soldering real quick on these pads. Easy, 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 easy. Ambidexterity, boys. You know you need a lot of new skills as a quad pilot. Didn't know you need this one. And same, just rub it all over so that all of that pad starts to get heated up, and then feed in some solder. Feed in what feels like the right amount, because you do got to develop that feeling of, yeah, this is how much solder I've fed in. And if you feed in too much, then you're going to have problems. You're going to have to take it off. You don't want to make excessively large solder joints. You do want to tin them. The right amount is good. They look nice and pretty. Look nice and rounded. That's what you're looking for. Okay. Also, we check out M3, M4, R3 and T3 are up on that corner right there. We want these two as well. That is our crossfire connection. We're also going to tin them up. Back to the other side, boys. Bow, chickie, bow, 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 chickie, bow, bow. Oh, this is a call of that could mean some ND filters for me. I'm gonna take this call, you guys. Hold on.
Yeah, it happens, I guess.
Hello. Walaikum assalam. How are you doing, Miss Hansa? Walaikum assalam.
Happy New Year, guys. Richard? Yeah, Kevin, I guess you won't catch these tunes at fair, eh? Alright, two more. Let's see what we got here.
Okay, no, Ed, YouTube chat is not showing to me. That's very strange. I thought there was no chat. I clicked it. It's Red X and it's Cheeks and Miller. That is some. Oh, and you caught the Inception level stuff. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you caught that Inception level stuff. But top chat, live chat. Okay, we've clicked live chat. Now I should be able to see you guys, albeit it does seem that I'm not quite back on live yet. There's also a pretty large, it's also a pretty large thing. Cheers, buddy. Turned it on now. Ooh, I'm so happy you caught the Inception thing. So happy you caught the Inception, bro. Epic. That's just epic. Just dropping a message in to Eddie Miller. Okay, now we can see live chat. We're gonna call back our buddy and we're gonna let him know. So we're gonna mute ourselves there for another moment for privacy.
Very jazzy. haven't done this in a while. Alright, one more. Alright then.
Okay, back to soldering. Back to soldering. We're all alone on the internet. Ed was watching for a while, Red X was watching for a while, but apparently I had the chat turned to the wrong place, so I couldn't see them talking. R333. This is the way we tin tiny pads. I'm not sure. Maybe, I think a little bit.
What is this new barricade that you have?
What new barricade? Oh, that wire, dude. I wanted to be able to plug it in while sitting here only. So I moved the wire. You're not in camera anymore, not at all. That is my student. Child labor. Really fancy.
Yes, I am.
Alright, that's also pinned up. R333. Other things are underneath this guy. We need to move the tape around. Today I'm hoping that I'm going to finish this but not take 6 hours to do it. I don't know how my progress is thus far compared to how it was last time, but it's right now at least I'm making progress. Solid progress. Things have started to be tinned up. Tin, you know. That's fine. It is.
I can't see it on the screen.
It's on this. I got the other screen. That's Sissy's broken foot. Broke it. While going out to get snacks of all things in the world, she went out to get snacks, and she came back with a sprained ankle. First day of work, also, mind you. What would you do? You have someone come in first day of work, and they're fine. And then the second day of work, they come in with a sprained ankle. And the third day of work, they come in and they're like, hey, this ankle's actually broken. What would you do? Cheeks is still here. So Ed was watching, and in the background music, I got Ed's screen playing. Right? So while I was listening to one of Ed's old stream in my live stream, Ed from his old stream was talking to me while I was in the chat of his old stream while me listening to it. It was fun. I liked it. Okay, what food would you like to order? Hopefully an hour and a half more tops. You mean I'm your mule that will go get the food?
You are the mule who will go get the food. I have a broken foot.
Fair enough. I'll take a break to go get your food because A, it'll also be my food,
Exactly.
and B, I'm happy to. It's not muling, it's nursing.
Correct.
Come on, T7. Come on, take this soda and make a nice big soda ball on yourself. Why are you just sticking to the iron? Then this 5-volt rail that we ate. Let's follow that as well. The one next to it as well. We should have a bit more onto this one. And then VTX and the cam. We're not using R4 and T4, I believe. Keep our iron nice and clean, nice and okay. Cam solder, and then the motor pads that are next to that. Let's tin these guys up as well. Preparation is everything. This tinning and fluxing is what saves me time and heartache when doing the actual solder drawings. Ed knows what I'm talking about, don't you, Ed? You gotta prepare, you gotta flux it up, you gotta heat it up, keep your iron happy. There we go. This side of the board is tinned as well. Let's go to the final side of the board. Tin that. Flux would sort that out. That's a bit much on the solder on that one. That next to the USB cable as well, I should clean it up, I suppose. Switched a little bit of the solder right off it. Let's show you what that looks like. Ed is still here watching us. How are you feeling, Ed? Ed has the vid. This time he has it. You know how last time he had all the symptoms, but the doctors, the test said no. This time the test says yes. And now,
Feels
That's like 6.
this is what it
Fingers
looks
are ready.
like. All tinned
Kind of really breathing
up.
hard. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Have a
There
great
you go,
new
neat
year.
and tinned.
Stay
It was
safe,
all
wear
golden
masks
a
with
while
hands,
back,
all that stuff.
but now you can see
Let's
it's
get this
neat
over with so we
and
can get back
tinned.
to actually seeing each other.
That's
face
all
to
the
face.
tinning
You know what I
that
mean?
needs to be
Love
done.
you guys. Peace.
Now we can actually, with the exception of the motor wires, actually solder in the other wires here as well. I think that's something that we should do. I think that is a good workflow to go about. And have those right there. He's hoping to have turned the corner, but still being watching, still have some pretty intense symptoms. And rest up, man. Just like rest up. Take your time with it. Like, take your time. I'm gonna get the cat. He wants to come in. Get the kitty cat, and then we'll start pulling out wires for the crossfire. At least that needs to get wired in because it's the crossfire. Oh yeah. You know what crossfire is?
no.
Yeah, man. What? Wait, please. And Mango is desiring some love. I'm right here, Ed.
Oh, open.
Yellow. I have some quick nicotine while I wait. Just a moment. I'm building. It's to deal with the solder fumes.
You said you I share mine with you if you blow it out.
No, having a quick bit of nicotine. His sense of smell and taste is still just gone. That's intense. That's the bad juju, no?
Second
Bad
mango with my walking stick and he's really
Good boy. Good Mango. Don't smoke, children. Smoking is bad, okay?
he takes the lighter.
I need to get TBS crossfire wires. Those need to be gotten. They both feel empty. If I have 2 bags for nano RXs, Then I do have 2 bags. Oh well. What we do is in faith, we pull out a bag from the hoard. Don't question the hoard. Okay, the first root of the hoard is don't question the hoard.
I'm past questioning it now.
Here's some wires. And here, see, don't question the hoard, and the hoard provides crossfire. Nano. Here we go. Sweet little crossfire nano right there. Put this baggie over here. Intermittent fever, body aches, cough, pretty much the whole list, and the brain fog as well. The music sounded like it stopped. Let me get that queued back up. This is the New Year's live stream. Let's scroll a little bit farther back. Come to this one. Alrighty, we got that running for us. Hope you feel better. Ed Madia Shafani is sending login. He can send you some good vibes. What fun. Okay, so now what we're doing is we got the crossfire wires out. We need to wire all 4 wires, and this is where we scroll over to, you see the handy dandy already open with us wiring diagram right here, boys. Roll it up. PBS crossfire, we get yellow, white, red, and black. But you don't wire it exactly like that. No, sir. You know why? We do wire it exactly like that. Right now the camera wired, but right now my camera is taking power from there. But I want the camera to take power from the PTX. So that means that the crossfire should take power from the board, and the camera can take power from the VTX. Okay, that makes sense. Now who's the leader?
I'm good, I'm fine. Apparently the rain seems to have messed so much stuff up that nothing's been different on.
Really?
And that, and I came back home, there was a lot of water.
I heard from like University Road that it rained heavily over there.
Rained heavily on our way back as well, and Charpesson was pretty flooded. Impressively enough, you could see the
Not a
ground
bad little
outside
warm up.
our...
So it's sounding alright? Because I got a new phone, so I try it out.
What about at like the gate? Was the gate
You
accessible?
could see the ground.
Very good. That is indeed impressive. Some real third world woes about the rain, and just seeing if this heat shrink will be enough to heat shrink up this guy. It will be. It will be. Heat shrink for the nano. There we go. And so we put the nano aside, far away from where the soldering iron can touch it by mistake. Okay. We keep this guy open. Okay, yellow gold is channel 1 goes to R3. White is T3 goes to channel 2. Alrighty tighty. Thanks. Eventually we'll get there, I'm sure. Yeah, Ed, we're rooting for you, buddy. We are rooting for you. Root. So here's what we do. It's gonna take the power as well. That's what we discussed. So all these 4 wires are in a row gonna get put in. Let's get a piece of tape and tape them all there so that we can tin them. You know, that's the way we do it. First we tin, then we sweet. First we tin, then we sweet. That is our workflow. I'm surprised that none of the other YouTube fans showed up to the build. I'm really happy RedX came and said hello. That was really nice. Like, you know, RedX, I believe, is Deepak from Nepal or somewhere in India. I'm not sure. Come on, boys. Let's tune it up. Get it up to temperature. It's not smoking. You know what that means? It means we need some fresh solder on it. See, all this solder smoke is toxic, is bad for you.
Why?
Because you have to if you want drones, and it's kind of nice. Well, you need like a pretty serious mask for this, I feel. I think, but the way that they do it is that in labs and all, is that you'd have an air purifier next to you, sucking up the air and purifying it, and that's what would keep you safe. Also, this guy did some interesting research that people had always thought that there's something magical about solder fumes, in that they're just like they somehow know where your face is and they come straight for your face. Yeah. So some guy did like the science behind it and found out that that's real. That really happens.
It detects your face.
It doesn't detect your face, but based on like the way that you're sitting when you're soldering, it's gonna always come in your face.
What if you are
It doesn't. It's still gonna come, despite airflow. You need like really strong airflow to do it. It'll get, because of the way that you're sitting and the way that your arms and your hands are. You know how I'm bent over it, both my hands are going into it. You're kind of creating a wind tunnel effect that takes that's gonna take all of the smoke and put it right into your pretty face. Not really, but I mean, okay. First solder going on is the R3, channel 1 for the crossfire. All we need is to go in, put it on top. It has flux. Hit it with a little heat. Watch it sweep, hold it in place. It's done. Next up, the white one. Yeah, we dip it in the solder piece. Dip it some more. Get a little bit of fresh paste onto the solder ball itself that we're thinning to. And it's done. The quad life, y'all. Just gotta build. You gotta know what you're doing. You gotta build. You gotta repair. Not enough solder on the iron itself right now, but hopefully the solder paste that I've applied will do the trick. There we go. Easy peasy, lickety squeezy. Now we have one in the middle, which I should have enough space to do. Okay, I'm gonna have enough space to do it. First up there is the ground. First up is the ground. All the same. So nothing is delivering because of the rain, huh? Have you tried Kareem?
Korean food is delivering some stuff, but
Not a lot, huh? How was the water right at the flyover entrance?
Flyover entrance there was some, but there was more right after the U-turn at that point. But the drains seem to be working. But the boat with hot money. I percent before FTC hot money.
Not happy with the placement of that solder. I'm gonna try and adjust it. I think it's a little close to the pad next to it. Okay, that'll make my life a little harder. It's a little closer to the other pad now, which also makes my life harder. This is the one solder joint where we spent a lot of time. I think we got it this time. Spent a lot of wasted time on this in the first build, I tell you what. Just because we were doing it and undoing it and doing it and undoing it and doing it and undoing it. That's no fun. fine, but not too much. Not too much. You just need a little bit. Just a little teeny tiny bit. And we're good to go. Oh, not over there, not over there. Over here, please. Thank you. Am I gonna have to use my other hand for this? I think so. I think so. VTX and camera is next, but first up on the soldering diagram, let's switch over to it. VTX first, camera second. So for the VTX, what we need is for our harness. We need a harness for this. I would like this to go straight in. It is close enough. Now, since it's forward facing, it's not going to be long enough anymore. Stuff is going to come like folded over the back of the board. We need a longer wire potentially that goes into our harness. Just see if we can locate that real quick. No, we didn't put those things here. We're going back into the hall, back into the hall. The thing is that we changed this one from smart audio to running with the thing. Let's get in there as well, see that. Why? Just above. It's just nice that we have the alternate frame there just to check the fit. The big unify will be just a little tight, but it'll be fine. Let's desolder Ahmed's crossfire unit from it, and let's see what we can with these wires. This was also waterproof, so this is the camera. What is this cable? This was a secret cable that went into the and this is the camera. This is my camera lead. Okay, this is my camera lead, and this is a 4-piecer that's going to fit specifically into the race flight board that we have. So just got to be a little bit careful with the wire length over here. That's not enough. This should be enough. Okay. Get our scissors. Snip it out. Got that out. That's got to go back into the hoard. And regarding these guys, this is the smart audio. This is the one that we need. It's also cut short, but it's just about the same length as the video cable, so it should really be enough. All we need to disconnect from this guy. We can do that real quick. All we're going to do is tape it down. Soldering iron is still on. The DS doesn't need to be there. I think it knew that I'd left it alone, and it was powering itself down. Wow, I didn't know it did that. Do you know it did that, Ed? It felt like it knew that nothing was happening, and it was just kind of powering itself down. We're gonna flux up this guy. I don't know if the flux is gonna do any good, given that it's got like a coating on top of it. It's conformally coated, y'all. It is water safe.
Challenging.
All that solder onto there. Let that flux flow. Grab this guy. Grab it. Push it off.
Alright, what we got now?
Move the antenna away.
Hey, when you still can't sing, gotta play, right?
Glued, it's conformally coated itself into place. Move that out of the way so that we can get the entire thing off, and then we just don't do half jobs, right? Especially when you're working with soldering stuff, don't do half jobs. I can take all of these three off right now, and then this crossfire module will be good to go again. So I should do that. I should also make sure that this cat stays away from the soldering. Fuck off. Come off neat and clean. Soldering iron, the conformal coating, no, absolutely no match at all for my soldering iron. There we go. Nobody saw. So we take this guy and this guy and this guy, and we put them back into the horn. They are ready to go wherever they need to go when they need to go there. There you go. Now you, on the other hand, do need some places to go. We have main power here, which we'll disconnect, and then we'll go right into these solder joints. And these two guys we wanna just quickly get a little bit tinned up and connected. I would like to be able to disconnect. Thing is that because of the conformal coating, the connector is glued into the Unify. I can't quite get it off. So this is an issue. Let's also scroll down here to the point where we have our ground and video connection. No, there it is. VTX there, and it goes to T7. And we got the yellow nice and out. And we can just grab it and freeball the tinning. There we go. That already had some tin on it, but it needs some nice fresh tin. Make sure both of them got plenty, and then clean our iron, put it aside momentarily while we try not to hurt the Unify. It's in there real tight. I'm not going to take it out. It doesn't need to be taken out. Take these guys off first, because it'll be easier working with it. Where did the scissor go? Hello, scissors. Did you see where the scissors went? Did you guys in the chat see where the scissors went? Tell me where I put the scissors, Ed. Don't see them anymore. You said Korean food has some options.
A lot left at the weekend. Parents are really the McDonald's or something.
Dude, yeah, dude, go for it. Do it now. Do it. Alright, all we got to do now is make sure that we got the right wires in from here and that we put on some heat shrink. We should have some leftover heat shrink secured away into this bag. And a bunch of the heat shrink.
That one was interesting.
Where is the heat shrink? Okay, of all of the things coming out.
Improv.
So we need 2 of them for that cover. We need 1 more. We should just take all of the heat shrinks out because I think we're going to wind up using them for all of these wires. I think I got access to 4 of them. Let's see how much good that does us. Let's load these screws. These are the leftover bits and bobs from the other Protek build. Leftover bits and bobs. Gotta pack them all the way so that they don't get in the way. Then we gotta use our little string hack to get the gummies in. Now I believe these bottom 2 are the ones that we want. The wiring diagram. Check on the wiring diagram. Just a bit of Thousand Island and Chipotle. Yeah, the bottom 2 are the ones that we want. We'll move this all the way out to the way in fact. That's our power and ground. These guys are our unused bits and bobs. Let's clear out these guys at least. What these other guys are, they're like U-Arts. And power and ground, those definitely need to be sorted. And we've got an R2, an R1, T1, and an R2. Not using that. I think that's like the inverted S-bus signal that they have. These guys go on. These guys get dipped in the flux. These guys get freebolt in. After we clean our iron, we're really abusing this battery. It's also interesting to see that it takes 1 entire 1300 4S battery to solder in an entire quad. That'd be nice math. I'm certainly being wasteful with it, so if there's battery left at the end, that means we could do perhaps multiple quads with just 1 pack. That's nice. It means you and your buddy can build yourself 2 quads and just give 1 battery to it. We already tinned these guys, right? Let's spin them again. Now here's the finangly bit. Doing this bit without helping hands is not fun. Not fun at all. Practice makes perfect though. Got that one in nicely. Let's prepare for this one as well. It's the preparation that makes it easy or worse. If you're a snooker player, you know what I'm talking about. Gotta prepare for that next shot. To make it easy for you. Get out of the way. Take your time. There's no hurry. Is there a hurry? Is there any hurry, Medina? There's no hurry. Food and a functioning foot for the win. Tape that down because it kept moving on us. Could not do our bidding. Force it to do our bidding with electrical tape. To get this down a little short in the flux there. Ouchie, ouchie. This main unified power, I don't want to stronger looking solder joint on the ground. There we go. Not that this will ever be taking any abuse. Knock wood. That's what we say about all our quads. And we all know, Ed knows exactly what happens. There we go. Those are soldered in. Alrighty tighty. Now we need the BTX goes in first, right? Yeah, the BTX goes in first. And RT7 can go in even before that. Did you guys get a fresh coat of tin? Let's get the fresh coat of tin onto you guys as well. Don't look tin. Alright, back to the flight controller. First we plug in that T7. You know what we do? You cool kids already know. The first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna apply some solder flux. That's the secret, you guys. Solder flux. It is the secret. We take some, we just use. I like using, it's not the right tool to use your solder wire to apply your solder flux, but like I don't mind it. It's okay, it's convenient enough. Clean your iron, clean your iron, clean your iron.
Two more.
Shouldn't need any more solder. Grab your handy dandy tongy tongs. Grab the wire. It is the green wire, the smart audio wire. Grab it.
There we go.
Bring it on over where you're gonna have it go. Hold it in place and then realize that there's no space for you to bring your soldering iron in. You're gonna have to do some jujitsu. Have to come at it from this side. Let's come at it from this side then. Oh yeah, this is what we planned there, right? That we'd have to come at it from this side. That's why we were okay with this solder being the way that it is. I have to do some button pushing on the Unify as well to get it out of crossfire mode, Lua script mode, but it had been put into due to raceflight with the scissor. Oh god, I need to stop putting the scissor on my lap. Not smart, children. Your lap is not a shelf. Put your tools where they belong, back where you got them from, so that they're there next time when you need them. And I think there's not enough solder on the soldering iron itself. Probably gonna have to take it off before we put it back on again. And there we go. Move around like that. There we go. Next up we take our yellow wire, and you know how we roll. We apply some solder flux. There we go. We apply that right there. We grab our wire. We turn the jig around the other way so we can attack it from the other direction. Grab our little wire right here. Grab it real nice and real strong. Get it in the right direction we expect it in. And realize that our iron is not smoking. Apply just a little bit more solder to that iron. Let it smoke. Grab the wire again. Nice and strong again. Firm. Grab it. Clean it. Add some drippage. Little touch. There we go. all that's remaining is now the camera wire. But hold on, I don't have a 5-volt coming out of this unifier. It seems I've removed the 5-volt coming out of this unifier. Oh darn. Well, then that means that this guy will need to hook into the camera wire. This 5-volt pin. Okay, we can live with that. And just so that we're complete on things, let's grab a cable for our camera. And let's turn that off for a second. And let's reach into the hall. Where Kitty goes where Kitty wants to go. Kitty's still out and about somewhere. Where's Kitty? I heard him. Ouchie. Oh, I put a hole in my pants. Look, it's a solder hole. The solder hole. You saw it happening. It's live on the internet, so nobody can call it something else now. Alright, we gotta open up this nice new Cat X, and it should have all the wires and the connectors I need right inside it. Nice. I'll just close up your cutter before you put it back. Oh, I like that. I don't remember the last one having a silica gel packet in it. This one does. We don't need you, we do need you. And what else are we gonna get? We're gonna get some wires out. These look like main camera wires. Looks like we have some cutting to do. And it also has a differently shaped holder in the last one. Oh well, we shall see what we shall see. Right now we'll put this out here and we'll put the box back over there. Hour 47 in. Alright, let's check the length of our camera. Might not. It will be enough. It will be enough, but we'll need, I think we'll need all of it. I think we will need all of that length. So let's snip it off real close right there. Okay. And we can put this back in with the camera. Why don't you let Mango out? What's it out? Can you let him out?
Okay.
But you can, that doesn't, can you wheel yourself to the door to let out Mango? Okay, hold on. To your room?
Yes.
I'll wheel you to your room.
Because I'm not in my class. The walking here was
Bad idea.
and I need more help later.
With what?
So we need sugar.
Okay. Okay. Sounds funky. Beastmaster Mango is getting what he wants. I have like 3 more soldiers, then I can take a break. And we had a 3-hour target. I'm like halfway done here, and we're very nice. Only motor soldiers to go, so I think I'm actually making some really good progress. This is the way we tin our wires, tin our wires, tin our wires. This is the way we trim our wires. I trim this one after I pin it. If you like remove your the wire reacher, and it's just a little you remove just a little bit too much. Don't cut it before tinning it, or you get little wire flecks everywhere. Just like cut it after you tin it, so you just get one itty chunk of solder to clean up. Much easier, looks nicer. Keep the workshop clean and then also that can't just fly off somewhere and short something on your board, which would be a troubleshoot you'd never be able to realize because it just happened suddenly. It's a piece of unknown wire landed there. Crazy. We also want this black and red. This is the 5 minute, yeah. This is going to go to our camera. up. So first thing we should do is we should put these guys together, but the first thing we should do is we should put heat shrink onto these guys. Heat shrink. I have 3 more solders, huh? Working on them. Sorry to make you wait, but I'm kind of zoned in on this.
I mean, I can take the chair there, but then you're forward.
You can totally close the door on your way out if you can wheel yourself out. But like, I'll take you if you're willing to be patient. Is it like getting on your goals that, hey, I want to go?
Just trying to teach them.
That's a nice way to look at it. You're begging. You're good, dude. I got you.
Job and being independent is great and depends on the child.
Oppose that to your women's rights group. Come far away from your social work, haven't you?
It's still doing social work.
How is it still doing social work?
Because I'm trying to get better health.
Like, but you're doing it the big pharma way, right? You're right, it's not pharmaceutical. It does make it different. Alrighty, tighty. We weren't even going to do the FPV powertrain, but we've done that as well. Look at how productive we're being. Aren't you proud of me, Ed? Still here, buddy? That one's not nice. Need some more solder. Yes, thank you. My air conditioner thanks you.
That's actually warm, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm not really happy with it. The angle of it was wrong. It wouldn't have fit in the heat shrink. I would have had to do it again anyway. That's okay, that is acceptable. And then this yellow guy doesn't go to that yellow guy. This yellow guy goes to the board. This yellow guy can't go to the board. It'll be too damn short. Won't it? Aren't I going to need an extension for you, buddy? Pretty sure I'm going to need to extend you. Because if you're going to be in the front of the quad, you're right there. Not going to reach. Totally not going to reach. Need to extend you. That's an extra wire there.
No, I think I'm gonna go because
I'm coming. Because my one soldier is actually changed nature a little bit. And that it's also not going to be one soldier. Just relax, just work on navigating the chat. Okay, so it turns out we need to change something. Yeah, here we're also working. Yeah, huzzah! Our productivity is together. This pleases me. I'm most pleased if that's the way we gotta do it. I need to find another small piece of wire that's just about the right thickness, such that it matches that thickness. What am I extending? I'm extending my video signal. So definitely a thingy to be cautious about. Try to use the same kind of wire. This is other rando bando wire. This wire, okay, this wire is not quite the same. It's a teeny tiny bit thicker. But okay. Let's extend it by this much. And hope that this I'm not dry fitting this, so this is not the smart big brain way to go about it. All right, this may come back and bite me in the ass, where I have to come back and I have to do just the camera connector again, because there's not enough wire and it's too tight. But we shall see what we shall see.
So that's about
In the
all the fingers can
meantime,
handle.
we shall.
Now I gotta catch my
Ting.
breath up too. Wears me out still. Anyway, thanks
Lean
for
it
hanging
over
out.
the edge
I'll
a
leave
little
this
bit.
up so
One
that you
single
came in
wire.
later
I can
and
do
catch
it
the end of it.
without
Peace.
taping it down. There you go. Other end of it as well, because it's an extender. I don't like extending my camera, main camera video connection. Like that being nice and clean. Definitely not ideal. Heat shrink. Will you even fit on this guy? Doesn't seem to want to fit. Does not want it on this wire. So we're going to need a slightly thicker piece of heat shrink. In fact, this was also a spare piece of wire. Why don't we use this wire? This is the crossfire wire, and is definitely, where did I chuck that piece of heat shrink? Right there. The right size. Yes, okay, goody good. We're going to extend it by this much. Oh, this is the way the heart provides, the heart provides, the heart provides. This is the way the heart provides early in the evening. La 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 la, tin the wires, tin the wires, tin the wires. This is the way we tin the wires early in the evening. La 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 la, la 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 la. La 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 la. Tin the wires, tin the wires. This is the way we tin the wires. It's Hydrone 69. Master Roshi is good, buddy. We're making real good progress on the build. Making real good progress on the build. I think this may even be the last solder that needs to be, no, the motor solders. The motor solders do remain. The motor solders definitely remain. Okay, so these guys are a little bit long for my liking. I don't need them to be that long. Little snip and little snip. I don't know if you know, Master Roshi, but pro tip, if you strip your wires too much, then cut them short after tinning them, not before tinning them, after tinning them. That'll make it a lot neater, a lot easier. So what do? We take some flux and we flux onto the pad that we want it on. Flux it on. There you go. Make sure it's not obscenely excessive amount of flux. Leave that on for the other side. Flux this side. Wire tweezers. Grabby grab. Soldering iron. Check the temperature. Is it smoky? It's not smoky. Where is our solder? Here it is. Get some solder onto the iron, nice and fresh, nice and ready, and just tap it. Tap, tappity, tap it. There we go. Get our little spot of heat shrink. Get it down onto the wire in the same place as the others. There we go. Yeah. How about you? Master Roshi, what sort of quads are you flying, man? Are you flying a 3-inch Cinevo? I know Ed isn't, and Ed's currently on Uber rest status. But what's your quad status on the little guy, Ed? Because I know the big guy still hasn't had the parts come in from that quad crate that you're ordering. I think you even stopped right in the middle, right? Also having some streamer brain while talking to you guys. So I may get some things wrong, but my focus was on the solder joint. Okay, that solder joint is soldered into place. Could use a bit more sweeting. Could use a bit more sweeting. Let's give it some fresh solder. See that jump away there? That's because it wasn't sweet. It was under a lot of tension. We give it some. We give it some fresh solder. Grip it nicer with our grippers. And unable to get it to not move through the heating process so that it sweets and stays in place. Oh, had it that time. Pulled it too early. Always good to wait a little extra time before your solders are done. There you go. That looks nice and sweet. You still need a couple of cards for the big guy. The little guy, I'm going to have a new camera, or at least some new camera wire. Maybe the wires are a bit too short. Yeah, hopefully the horde will build over time, and then you'll have like lots of connectors lying somewhere else. I think I'm going to turn the soldering iron off. And then pro tip, don't put your damn scissors in your lap, and always clean and tin the tip of your soldering iron before putting it away. I like doing it after turning it off, so it even leaves some fresh solder flux onto the iron itself. Clean it out from all the work that it's done. Clean it out. Nice big solder blob there. Let it take all that bad stuff off so that all the beautiful shiny stuff stays on. That's what you're looking for. That's what you want. There we go. There we go. It's still very hot in there. I want to see what my input voltage is. 15 volts. We have, it seems that we did solder it down all the way, boys. Does seem like we soldered it down all the way. Still hot. Come on, buddy. There we go. Nicely coated, put aside, still smoking. So what we should do is we should do up the heat shrink on these guys. These guys are all 4 for the crossfire. They can also, we do have 4 solders to go. The crossfire itself needs to be soldered in. These 4 guys, we can do up the heat shrink. What have we put time? 2:05. Doing pretty okay. If we give ourselves the full hour even and say it's a 3-hour build, then I'd say not bad. Not bad at all. I hope that food got ordered though. I tell you what, I'm a hungering. Quad building is hard work, man. Quad building is hard work. You gotta feed the mind, feed the body. And get the heat shrink to go just to the right place. We're gonna use a small heat shrink heat gun that I have. Specific heat gun just for heat shrinks. Little bit excessive, but it was cheap and I had other stuff already coming in. So I thought, hey, treat yourself. And it's nice, it's good. It makes, I don't like putting a lighter to my builds, and I also don't like the lighter sometimes leaves a black residue on the heat shrink. And part of the heat shrink is being neat and pretty, so what's the point if it's not pretty anymore? There we go. There we go. Still got 3 more wires we got to make sure that we insulate. And then I like to put them all together as well into a singular harness so that they're easier to route inside the build. Here we have, of course, ye old crossfire, and we shall ye old solder it. We should check how our battery is doing though. Should check how the LiPo is doing. Just for safety. I think it said 15 volts, which is bad. Currently it's just saying it's horrendously disbalanced. Is there a problem that you got, boy? You got a problem? It said one cell is at 4 volts and the other ones are way down. Now it's saying that all the cells are around 3.9, 3.8. Still disbalanced, but looks like I can still do this. 4 more solders is okay. 4 more. 4 more. We just got to tin 4 more pads. We just got to tin the Unify pads, and then we just got to solder to it. So we take this guy off. It started a while ago as just one board. Now, as you can see, it's a little bit more than just a board. Here we go. First thing we should do is just relax and tin the entire Crossfire Nano. Hydro Master Roshi, you didn't say what kind of build you fly, buddy. What kind of build do you fly nowadays? And do you have a Cinevoke in your fleet yet? See that soldering iron starts to smoke up real nice, which you're looking for in a well taken care soldering iron. I'm thinking 350, maybe just a touch too hot, maybe 330, maybe 340. We try reducing it a bit. Certainly helps though having the extra heat, because you can just get in, get out with your solders. Don't need to worry. Don't need to mess around and spend too much time connected to the component. Oh, there, I'm getting some flow through there. Gotta be quick. There we go. And now we put this guy aside. We bring this guy up here. And we bring, we open, strip up our wire heads. And you know what we do after stripping them? We tin them. That's right, children. We strip them, we tin them, and then we sweet them on in. In the middle of all that, we apply a little bit of solder flux. Oh yeah, this is a bit too much, I feel. And always reduce it after tinning it, as I've told you guys. Decent Cinevoke. The reason I got the Protex Ed is just because they were available in country. This great kid, Muhammad Usama, sent me these squads. He had these builds. He had 5 of the kits. I wound up getting 3 of them. So that was nice. And building number 2 as of right now. Building number 2. So yeah, the one I believe the one that I had chosen based on my own research prior I found out through an old cart that a website had saved for me. I visited again, trying to buy some ND filters and get them shipped to me in a reasonable amount of time, not proving to be the easiest thing in the world. But anywho, it's the one that I'd chosen was the Diatone Taycan. The Taycan was the one that had tickled my fancy. Hello. It tickled my fancy, the Diatone Taycan. I think Bardwell has a great video, but that video is a little out of date now, in which he goes through the available Cinewhoops on the market and reviews them all, flight tests them all, compares and contrasts them all. And you know how they say, in Bardwell we trust. In Bardwell we trust. There we go. All soldered in. Now we just need to match our colors. The first wire that goes on, as you all know, is the black wire. Let's also open up the wiring diagram. Check the wiring, check the wiring. This time to the TBS crossfire. Okay, so it goes ground, then power. So first we go up with our ground. Okay. Give me the ground, give me the flux. Take the flux, take it, keep this over here so that we can use some more of it conveniently when we need to. Right there, put the camera safely out of the way. What are we doing? We're soldering in the power wire. Come here, ground wire. Should grab it first. Set it up so that when we come in with the soldering iron, it's easy peasy, lemon squeezy, fresh solder. There we go. Come on. That's ground. Next up, solder flux. I'm gonna dip them all while I'm in here one time. Try not to touch the wires again. Power. Soldering iron's not smoking anymore. We have the flux. There. Next up is yellow, channel 1. Come here, channel 1. Come here, buddy. There we go. And then last but certainly not least, we have channel 2. Come on, channel 2. And then just the motors to solder into place. Hoping that all the camera wire doesn't leave me short. It's done. This is, if you're watching all the way, Ed's been with us most of the way. I think pretty much all the way. Ed's our number 1. Look at that. All of that is now put together. Nice and neat. Still needs some wiring. And that some wiring is the motor wires, which are easy peasy, lemon squeezy. This is the post soldering. cooled tinning and maintenance on our soldering iron. Put all this stuff up to the side. I don't think we need that anymore. Get this solder ball off our table. Close out the soldering stuff. I think we're done soldering. No, we're not. Damn it. Well, we are on. We're not. No, we do have more soldering on the actual board, but you know the aggressive. We don't need this wiring diagram. We don't need it anymore. We don't need the wiring diagram anymore. Why is the music gone out? Because the sound file finished. Let's put on some more of the wonderful Ed Miller in the background. Switch it up and dig further into the past. This one, without his bandana, usually he has a bandana. आसिफ बलोच, आसिफ भाई आप देख रहे हो तो कमेंट्स में हेलो बोलो. आपके साथ तो खुसूसन अपनी आपस की प्यार की बातें करने यार. आसिफ भाई is a fishing captain and a trained certified lifeguard and a trained certified scuba diver. Wonderful gentleman, lives in Abdul Rahman Road, does a lot of work in conservation and in the environment. So great chap that we love. Still around, Asif bhai, say hello. 2 hours 17 in, we've got almost all the soldering on the board done. I have 20 more minutes. I want to do more. We still haven't even opened the actual box. Let's open the box. Make sure that we have enough space. This is flight controller stuff. We should just do one more thing on the flight controller before we finish off on this guy. Is that we can also just 1, 2, 3 more heat shrinks, I believe, on those 3 open wires. So I'll count how many I want. 1, 2, 3 heat shrinks, and I want gummies. 1, 2, 3, 4 gummies. As 4 of the heat shrinks, we'll reject 1. If you go back far enough, you'll see me playing lead on the acoustic instead of the electric. We'll go that far, but hopefully when we build number 3. Today's build, I want us to finish before we get that far back into the past. And okay, let's get these heat shrinks on. Slide it in right there. Come on, get number 2's. Slide it in right there. Okay, that number 3's is. Okay, we have the lighter. Can we reach the lighter? No. Just gonna carry everything up. Don't carry your electronics like this. I'm like super confident in my solders. But getting some more rando heat shrink and just heat shrinking them together. I don't need all this much of it, so I'm just gonna take half of that guy, make like a little pigtail, ponytail right there. Rolling them on up. Trying to get it in. That's not gonna work. Let's see what is gonna work. Oh dang. One of them slipped right off. That's no good. Hopefully the additional heat that gets applied will really get them all into their spots. As long as I don't wind up pulling them out while pushing them in. That's exactly what I just did. didn't think that would ever be a problem in life, did you? You pull it out while pushing it in. Quad word problems for you guys right there.
Very weird key. I like it.
Alright, here we go. Now look at that. These wires are neatly all bunched up together. These other wires are neatly heat shrunk down. Factory fresh. Soldering iron is turned off. Let's get the thread. Where's the thread? I had it kept here. Ed must know about this trick because Ed was watching the last stream as well, I think. All you need is a piece of string and you can get these gummies in. Flight controller gummies, man. Oh yeah, this is an OG trick. I don't know if the cool kids nowadays know about this or not, and they just suffer with their screwdrivers trying to get it to go through. All I gotta do is string that around, bring this guy close to me, send this through there. Come on. Through there. Pull it on through and give it a good solid tug. You need to have enough string to, at least for me, to wrap it around your finger and give it a good solid pull. So don't skimp on the string. And there you go. One gummy installed. Number 2. Man, Ed noodling on the guitar, I tell you. I really enjoy this addition to my building live streams, Ed, I'll have you know. Not only does it feel that I have you vicariously with me, it's also great ambiance. Ooh, come on, come on. Okay, this one is being a little harsh. We just try to turn it around a little bit. And maybe it just wants some help. Oh, there you go. This needed to be turned around. Didn't need any help at all. There we go. Gummy number 2 into place. Time for gummy number 3. Hey Ed, does the stream on YouTube look any better than the one on Facebook? Like, you saw you're on board for at least a bit of the other building one as well the other day that was on the Facebooks. So how about this? Does this feel the same, different? Something happened. I pulled on it too damn much, guys. I don't know if I killed it. I did. I killed it. There's half the gummy there. Don't know where the other half is. Seeing as I have a pet cat, I need to find it. Can I find it right now? Yes, I can. Lucky for us, iFlight sends backup extra gummies. Extra gummies. There's an extra one in every pack. So we have 2 extras, that means. And we do have extra gummies lying around somewhere The Horde provides. The Horde provides, oh yeah. The Horde always provides. So this time, instead of just like yanking on it, what we'll do is we'll help it a little bit from the backside with this screwdriver. Come on. Ooh, Ed, coming to an end.
That was kind of weird.
Of that melody.
Nature of improv.
Yeah, it's the nature of improv, Ed, but I enjoyed it. I always enjoy your improv, buddy. It's also nothing like the flow of improv, right? Like the way that improv flows is a very specific feeling. Come on, bro. I can taste it. I'm just 12 solders away. I have to cut 12 wires to length. And I have to solder, sweep them in. And that's it. One more gummy there. And of course we have the whole, am I putting them all on the right side? Oh, sweet Lord. This is why you shouldn't build when you're getting hungry or tired, children, because I have put on the gummies upside down. I have a nut on the bottom, right? And I don't have a thing on the, but I wanted some more space on the bottom in this one, to be honest with you. Can I create that with the nuts? No, I should pull these guys out. That we're gonna have to do with the screwdriver ever so gently. Hey, it beats installing the entire board upside down, backwards, which is what we did last time. Thank God we noticed. We knew what was going on before it happened to us, and the quad had a screaming death hover. Come on. Don't think we can use our little thread trick to undo these guys. Come on, gummies. Gotta be careful not to hurt any of the other stuff on the board while I finagle this. Or not to hurt the gummies themselves, because as of right now, as far as fresh building goes, there's only one more extra gummy available, two more extra gummies available. We have two more flight controllers, but we want to have that extra guy in our hands, man. Let's try it from the other side, given that this side is thinner. It's starting to get tugged. There we go. Last one, and then we do it all over again, but this time the right way. Same, but different. Okay, got it out. It did earlier, but now the YouTube stream is blurred a little bit. Is it focused? Is it just the focus? Focus. Okay, how's that? That helped the focus? Okay, this time we put them in the right way. This is the way we want them to go in. And the thin half is the half that tends to come up, so. Come on. Definitely starting to get a little hangry and frustrated at the build. That's something to really watch out for, children. Something to really watch out for. We're in the home stretch, but if you're gassed out in the home stretch, like, you know, you made it to the last round, but you got it, it's not the last round, there's a couple of rounds to go. You got to leave something in your tank, and don't just kill yourself, don't just gas yourself out all the way with nothing more left to give for the home stretch, or just like push yourself past a point that you can't recover from and something bad happens. It's okay, take your time. It's okay to go slow. It's okay to take your time. Ed's music shifted, ouchie, to some easier music as well. The vibe shifted itself. Yeah, Ed, you're right. I got it. Nice and easy. Nice and slow. Almost got it. There we go. Poof. This way, the right way around as well. Come on. No, it seems to be the stream itself. Interesting. Didn't get any. I don't think I got any like dust or anything on the lens. That shouldn't be something to check for. Once we put in this last guy, we will take it forward from there. Ah, come on, so close. 2.5 hours in, I do think a break is called for. I'm feeling it, you guys. Especially given that my only soldering to be done is the motor solders now, which are a walk in the park. They're big, the pads are well spaced out, the wires are big, they're just motor wires. Oh, it came all the way through. It came all the way through. Lucky nothing finangled on that. Let's just try that again real quick and pretend that nobody saw and that nothing happened. Ooh. Wrap that around your finger and give it pressure in a gentle manner, gentlemen. In a gentle manner. There we go. Do it gently, just flicks in like I learned how to open bottles with like anything. And it's like, I can't do it every time on command. It takes me a couple of goes, but I can do it now. And it's the real knack to it. You get it right, it's just right. There we go. Camera is not installed, but this guy will get installed real neat, real easy. Now it is time, 2.5 hours into the build, to actually open the box on the frame. But first, let's just get a piece of tissue paper, clean this guy out, check our stream parameters. All the numbers and all seem to be good on this side. Okay, I think we're good. I think we can open up the frame and start to go. Did I open this one already? I think I did. I guess I did. So the first thing we gotta see, you gotta check it out, is stickers. You gotta love them stickers. Put the stickers away. We got the frame itself. Let's take that out. We want that. These we don't want. I believe this is naked GoPro mounting, but we don't want that. Or is that more forward mounting? Actually, if we put this on, then it would mount itself more forward on the drone. But this mounts it a little farther back. Okay, that's what we've gone with the other ones. We'll go the same with this one. Here are the 3D parts. We're going to need some of those. Here is the GoPro attachment. We want that. There is the LED bar. We're not putting that in.
Well, that just kind of ended abruptly.
General, that did kind of end abruptly. General hardware, we do want that. And the frame itself, there's just one battery strap in this one. There are two battery straps in the other one. Okay, leave that in there. This guy comes out here. Did the blur get any better, Ed? The racky tatty tatty tack, or racky cat. The landing pads, very effective. These I find very low profile. That's so far, at least for my landings, very effective. Why is there an extra gummy there? Because we've only installed 3, we have one more gummy to install. Oh, rat. So the other Cadex might also have the other camera holder. We should take a look at that. Right, we want this guy out here. We want this guy out here. We want this guy out here. We want this one, not this one. We want the 4 motor protectors. We don't want these stickers. We're not sure what they're for as well. We'll put that away. We'll put that straight back into the box. Get it out of the way. And where did we throw that piece of string, huh? Where did we throw that piece of string? We thought we were done with it, but we're not. Such is the quad life. You think you're done? Nope, still just slightly blurry for you. Can you try a quick refresh, Ed? Well, I'm sure you already tried that. You are the OG IT man. You came up with that restart your device meme, Mr. Ed Miller. Cheeks and Phoenix. Check them out on Spotify and Facebook. Friendliest and coolest Celtic pirates you'll ever find is who you hear in the background right now, improvising those sweet tunes while I try to build this sweet quad. That dripped out. Down now, 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 now. Oh, now, 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 now. Right now, definitely more careful with this guy. It's coming in through some shoulders. Fine, when you just put it in the right orientation, it slips through very easily. See, that one again just slips straight through. Let's try to put it in again and not do that. Don't do it. Get a nice firm grip around the outside of it. Get it lined up in the direction that we want. Just gently nudge it a little bit. Oh yeah. And there we go. Now you're out of my life string. Woo-hoo. Oops, spoke too soon. Last refresh and it cleared. Huzzah! Clear. Alright, we got all 4 of these guys installed. One thing I want to look at, this is the CADX for this camera. So did the other CADX, which was also brand new, and I opened it. One still feels like it's taped up. How can it still be taped up? Oh, because you open it this way? Yeah, it also has the little camera holder in it. Albeit I didn't use its original camera lead. That's why it made my life easier with the camera lead choice. Alright, let's get the frame.
That was over. Yeah.
But on the frame, the first thing we need to add is the motors. So let's get the motors. Oh, we should.
3 more.
We're doing it all the way. We're working on proper. So one thing we've forgotten is the heat shrink for the crossfire. Let's heat shrink up that crossfire. Come on, open up for me, buddy. Right there. Get a finger into it. And get a crossfire nano into it. Oh yeah. Oh. Move this little sticker right here. Don't need that. Enter it out in the heat shrink, pick it up, take it to our heat shrinking station. Proper, all the way. Don't need to do it again. Don't need to do it later. Don't forget to unplug your heat guns when you're done with them, children. Don't forget to storage your batteries when you're done with them. I don't think another 12 pins and another 10 rounds of tinning and soldering will be able to manage with this same pack, probably because we let it sit at 350 for a while and we just let it sit there down to 3.80. So let us give it some charge, some good old-fashioned charge. And by the time we manage to get these motors on, we should hopefully have enough power inside that to run it. Here we go. Cyber Zing motors coming on out. In fact, can you guys see right the side where this is on? So like this here. Ouchie, I clipped something right there. So you guys can see the iFlight drone right there. I'm going to start pulling out these Cyber Zing motors nice and fresh. Get each one of these guys out. Alright, that's number one. Meow, 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 meow. The boxes go back into the hoard. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Jam, 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 jam. Oh, gamble bound. iFlight, yeah, we're building iFlight. You guys should be able to see that now. Looks real pretty. It's real pro. No pro, bro. We are no pro. Lighting's turned a little bit interesting as the focus has been got on the front. We got one more motor to unbox. Here we go. There we go. All four of them are out and neat. Oh, dude, one sitting quad builds. Like, I'm hungry. I'm tired. Been building for a while. But you guys, that feeling of a one sitting build. Oh, dude, you know that's beautiful. So notice how I'm not cutting the entire piece of plastic off. So Ed, this is my little way of, it's not just trash, it's also the number of pieces of trash that you create. So this way I'm only creating one piece of plastic trash instead of two pieces of plastic trash, which is the small top of the packet and the full packet itself. Every little bit helps. Someone somewhere in the world might have to clean it up sometime, and the fact that it's one piece will help them out. Let's take these and throw them down to where we'll clear them up from the trash later. Nice place to put your motor nuts, as you know I like, is on top of your motors. La 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 la. Da, da, da. How come we have an extra motor nut here?
My fingers are kind of dead.
That's funky. Ooh, Ed's fingers are dead. We're gonna switch over to one. Even before that, let's see, is this one the acoustic or we're still on the electric? Haircut's real neat and clean in this one though. Alright, so these guys go on to these guys. Down, 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 down. Down, down, down. Down. So we put on a motor, and underneath it we put on this guy, and we screw in these screws. Did I wind up using the motor screws or the iFlight frame screws? We'll find out presently. Which screws do you want me to use? Which head do you want me to use there, some kind sir? Let's line you up. And come on, get on through there, bud. Hello. I had this confusion last time as well, where I couldn't quite figure out how to place them. Wait, what? That one doesn't quite fit in there. That's the orientation. The particular orientation in which they fit in. Good thing I got it right last time. Need to straighten those motor wires a little bit. Get the other one diagonally opposite that guy. Same way you want to do your tires. Good way to make sure what you're screwing in gets done nice and flat, nice and tight. Nothing is over tightened, nothing is under tightened. Ooh, yeah, got the big orange mug. And man, you know what? I don't know if you remember, but Jessica Harper Brander, she loves hearing you play, Ed. I love hearing you play too, buddy. There we go. Motor 1 install. Technically it's motor 2, but it's motor 1. And install motor 4 now. Betaflight pilots know what I'm laughing about. Making sure we're getting penetration. Maybe we'll go ask our Discord buddies to come in at the last minute and 4i check that for us before we plug it in. Maybe we'll do that in a bit. Oh yeah, that the hunger is really shouting out at me now, Ed. Oh man, a hunger. The hunger is real. Hunger is real. 42 playbacks. If you're watching this, if you're watching this after the fact, you're one of the Karachi Quads fam, and you're watching this all the way to the end, then dude, you gotta, and you're watching it when it's not even live, so you gotta say cheeks. You gotta say cheeks in the comments to let me know the super love that you're showing the channel by watching all the way. And hey, if you got some love that we can show you, maybe you have some specific questions, maybe you wanna talk, maybe you wanna chills, shout out and we'll shout back at you, man. That'd be great. Cheeks in the comment. Cheeks for our good friend Ed Miller, who's always with us. La 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 live. La 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 live. He's in here with us. We're also listening to him play live. That Inception bit, dude. I'm so happy you were here, Ed, because that like triplicated the Inception-y effect of it. That, oh god, and you were oh god, dude. Like I tried to tell my sister just what had happened. I couldn't even describe the levels of Inception, of us watching ourselves. It was insane. Too tight on the first screw. Gotta keep those screws loose till you get all of them in the right place so that they pull themselves into the right place. Wicked jam. Alright, now we are tightening down the motors all the way. Again, hand tightening. I suppose these screws should also be checked from time to time because I am tightening them against the TPU. Don't full tighten them because you might just break through the TPU and or strip the nuts. These little M2s don't need a lot to get them stripped. Here we go, on to motor number 4, which is actually motor number 1, and then the quad is going to be motored up. The first build, the other one, the one that's already completed, and you can see on the, you can't see it right now, but I showed you earlier. That build, we started the absolute other way around. The first thing that we did was put the motors on the quad itself. This time, the motors being put on the quad are fairly late in the workflow. Like after all the soldering is done practically, like the only thing that needs to be soldered is the motors. Amazing, what fun. This way has certainly gone faster, but the thing is that it's very much not over yet, right? So we don't know just how long this build is gonna take, until it's built. And when it's built, we'll find out. When it's built, we'll find out. What do you think, Ed? What are your feels? You think we'll be able to close her up and everything will be fine? Yeah, that was funny. I can normally at least have the stream on in the background. One of the advantages of working from home. It is indeed always great to have you on board, Mr. Miller. Always great to have you on board. So what's happening with the tour, man? So is Kimmy going on without you? Is that what's happening? Or did you guys have to postpone? Did you have to cancel? I think you got some other work mojo today that you mentioned on your personal page. You didn't mention what that mojo was. Oh, drat. One of them is facing the wrong way. See, this is what happens. All 4 screws gotta come out. And hopefully it doesn't slip out any of the screws. There's gotta go in this orientation. That's the orientation that we want. We get in a pair of opposite screws to get screwed in. There we go, and then it catches itself nicely in place. All 4 motors are on. Now we even know that this is the front of the quad. Okay, what's next? We got these extra motor screws that Zing was nice enough to give us, and one of them had an extra motor nut in it, which is always nice. What's next? We need to put in the stuff for the flight controllers. Stickety stack. Let's get some of the little white nuts out and the long black screws out. A 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4, and put everything else back inside right now, that later when we're cleaning up we don't have so much to worry about, and right now while we're working we don't have things in our way. A 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel like the other one had more white screws in it, or white nuts in it. I don't remember us using them all. There's at least one extra one that we'd left. We don't need you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll put in all of them this time. I'll tell you about the working off swing, but the good mojos did the thing, and it's a nice thing. It's a promotion. Oh, that's awesome. Like a promotion for your work, or like a job promotion. And we'll talk off stream. Of course, don't put any personal information out onto the internet. You know about that, Ed. I'm always telling people who are watching, don't put personal information onto the internet, please. It's bad. Don't tell people where you live. Stuff like that. It's a big nasty world out there. Never know. But it's not that the boogeyman's not real, right? The boogeyman's not real. Don't live in fear. But there are predators out there. It's not necessarily all cupcakes and roses out here. So be careful. Protect yourselves. Protect your loved ones. Just went over the 3-hour mark. That was what we had budgeted for TAM for our build. And look at that, ladies and gentlemen. 3 hours in. 3 hours in. Last time we were we were a little far behind in that the components were soldered in. I think the motor wires were soldered in. No, the motor wires weren't soldered in either. And the components were soldered in. We just figured out what was the wiring gonna be, what was everything gonna look like, how did everything fit. We'd gotten all of the components. We went for the Mark II instead of this Unify, which is gonna make it into this guy and hopefully fit. which we'll find out shortly. Very shortly, actually, because we've gotten real uber close to just mounting in our electronics. Let's get this out of the way for a moment and bring our boy back in here in the right orientation this time. Move all our wires up and over. That camera wire doesn't look good, but it feels very good, so it's fine. Okay, these screws aren't long enough. I feel like we went through this earlier as well. I'm gonna have to dig into some of these screws and take those all the way out again, because this certainly doesn't have that same race flight gummy friction. I felt like there was something wrong with these screws and they ought to have been longer. Well, let's see. It's nothing but a thing. The small thing. Doing and undoing things is where the builds get very not fun anymore. Definitely not fun to unbuild things that you built. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. No. 3.5. Let's give it half an hour more, Ed. I think the yardstick we should have is, because we also programmed it in the beginning, right? It also got the Betaflight dump and whatnot. We should be able to plug it in and run motors, and that's where we'll declare victory. Sweet victory. That's where we'll declare it. Put this guy away, which is not that far to go, and hopefully the food that I was told was being brought for me will be brought for me, and I'll be able to have it. I think the ones that we need are these really long boys. Yeah, looks to me like the long boys is what we're looking for. 1, 2, that's a 1 actually. 2, 3, 4. Bow, 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 wow, 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 wow. Tickety pow, chow, chow. Licky splicky pow. Licky splicky pow. Licky splicky pow. And let's get that. I roll on in there all the way. Next we'll be mounting our flight controller, finding out if everything, well, we won't really be finding out because we won't be putting the camera in right away. We won't really be dry fitting. We'll be hoping that everything is fine. We're just gonna hook in our motor wires. We're gonna cut our motor wires to length, then we're gonna strip them, then we're gonna tin them. Then we're gonna tin the pads. No, the pads are already tinned, yeah. Then we're just gonna flux the pads, apply a quick dab of heat, keep it real neat and clean like we did the last one, and boom, we're gonna have it. Ooh, also, good for me, before I started out, hopefully this is a note to future Abdul. Do remind me if you see me again, brother Ed. That I ate right before I started out the stream. It was getting time for a meal for me, and I was feeling a little hungry and peckish. So instead of powering through it and thinking that, hey, I'll just stop building when I get hungry, I ate first. So the build started out with good energy. I didn't have to stop in the middle of the build, and we've gotten to quite a good point in the build. Quite a good point. Concurrent viewers. Analytics look good. The connection, it says, is excellent. Everything looks good. Audio, video looks good. We got our back end. Oh, this is my cinematography reel playing now. Oh, not the cinematography. Oh, okay, we're a little lag behind on the actual stream, but we'll see my cinematography reel come out in a moment, which will have underwater shenanigans as well. this is the way it is supposed to go in. The reason we're doing this is that we do want to put in the nuts on top and have the option in case we ever want to mount something else on top of this, which may very well be the video transmitter, because the Unify might be too chonky. Well, oh yeah. Well, no. Okay. So normally this would have been step 1, and then we would have started doing all the soldering and figuring out all the things, but right now we're putting it on, and all that needs to go on is these motor wires. So and that's a chunk of work. That's a big chunk of the soldering work. It's a dozen solders straight up, but some of the biggest solder load in the build itself is of course motor wires, but they're easy, the big solders, got big pads, big wires, big everything. Okay, this looks like it's gonna be a little bit stretchy, but should be okay once we route it nicely. Okay, we'll worry about routing it when we worry about that. Yeah, we'll worry about routing that when we worry about the routing. Right now what we're worried about is fixing in these motor wires. This guy we're just bending into place. He'll be fine for us. Poof! Motor wire time. Let's go. Let's see how much wire we need. Well, the first thing we should do is we should slide these guys in. Keep them nice and straight. And I'm just going to solder them all straight. I can be funky and just like reverse a couple of them. I think they're all going to be like clockwise. I can just reverse the two that I need to be anti-clockwise, but just keep it prettier and neater even under the hood. I like the look of the 3 wires coming out all nice and spice. There we go, that's 1. Let's get the others in there too. Lord, I'm hungry. Oh, the hunger is real, you guys. Hunger. Say the 3 best feelings in the world are food when you're hungry, water when you're thirsty, and of course, lying together in the biblical sense, if you know what I mean. 3 best feelings in the world. Very nice story about how apparently an Islamic Khalifa was irritated with his courts being full of sycophants, so he asked one of the sycophants, the yes men, that what are the 3 best feelings in the world, and he couldn't figure it, and he said, you have to tell me tomorrow or I'll cut your head off. So a little bit of pressure. So he goes back, he's very worried, and his unmarried young daughter tells him that, hey dad, no problem, these are the 3 best feelings: hungry man food, thirsty man water, and lying together as man and wife. Daddy's like, oh yeah sweetie, you're the best, yeah, I'm gonna go get my prize. So he goes get the prize. The Khalifa is like, the ruler is like, yeah, you're right, but you're a stupid man, truly you did not think of this, who told you? So he confesses, it was my daughter. He calls his daughter comes over, and he's like, hey, you may think you're so hot, but how do you know it feels good when you lie with a man, because you're not married? Now you're going to get the punishment for adultery, because the only way for you to know that it feels good is if you've tried it. So this is your confession. She's like, nope, that's not the only way, I will tell you a new way. And he's like, what? She says, listen, I've seen what women go through in childbirth, and you know what, it's messed up. Like, a person crawls out of you and it really hurts, and given that women know that lying with men is going to lead to having more childbirth, and they go ahead and they do it again, they have like a second child, and goddamn, whatever it is they're doing must feel pretty damn good for them to want to go through this over and over again. And the Khalifa was like, hey man, you smart, you can be part of the court and stuff. Daddy's no good though. And yeah, so that was a nice little story about rulers and them dealing with their peoples. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. These guys, we're just gonna line it up. Gotta get it as nice and tight as possible. Leave a little bit of slack, that we have a little bit of room to move things around if we need, or if we make a mistake while stripping them. I always feel nervous cutting wires. That's plenty of excess wire actually. More than I need even. That's way more. Gotta cut that off a little shorter. Those bits gotta go. The wires gotta go. These little pieces of heat shrink gotta go. Can we not do it with our nails? Is it really thick heat shrink? It is really thick heat shrink. Oh, that lead guitar, man, loving it. Melancholia coming at us from Mr. Miller. Mr. Anderson, the Matrix guy was Mr. Anderson, not Mr. Miller. I feel like Mr. Miller is also like a popular culture movie character or something. I'm sure you must have heard it before. Fill me in, buddy. Who am I thinking of? Who is your namesake? Who is it? Tells me, buddy. Tells me your woes. Yeah, those look okay. Gotta be careful when you're cutting them this tight to length, not get it wrong by a couple of millimeters, or you're not gonna have a good time. Good to keep the stripping just really tight and a couple of millimeters though. That's fine. Meow, 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 macachow, meow, 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 macachow.
Alright. I think that's about all my kind of dog mangled arm can take tonight. So I'll leave this up for those of you that came in late. As always, peace out.
That's just a little bit too long. Like Ed got done with another live stream, we didn't get done with the build yet. That's much better, that's much neater. We're just cutting off the plastic enough for us to come back in one time and then just strip them all together. Just get those off enough times that we can get it done, you know. There we go. Leakity, leakity. Oh, and the batteries are charged. The battery, rather, is charged as well. The battery, of course, being what we're going to solder with presently. And I think let's start that. What do you think, Ed? Shall we start that, man? Let's get it going. Get the battery, last 12 solders, and then we can plug it in. 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 Should also, I believe, just multimeter smash it real quick right now to make sure that none of the current soldering has shorted anything. We did solder awfully close that 5-volt rail that it has that I hate. We have soldered awfully close to it, so let's check that out. First things first, will you give me red and red? No, about black and black. Yeah, that's shorted, but 5-volt is not shorted. The main power, which is good, is this guy shorted to this guy? No, we'll give it a wash with swipe with some. We should give it that swipe right now, actually, with the alcohol swab, because we had a lot of flux wandering around the board there. We don't want it just wandering around. We want it in our control, under our command. Cleaning it up will also help with all these solders, the remaining ones. There we go, clean it all out. Clean it all out, squeeze it all out. There we go. This is the way we build a quad, build a quad, build a quad. 3.5 hours in. Oh no, but okay, all these, oh, I touched up all the poor little fibers. Gonna have to neaten these up before we solder them. None of the floofies are pointing around. And that this stuff is nicely fluxed. This is the way we flux the quad, flux the quad, flux the quad. This is the way we flux the quad. Oh, early in the evening. Excessive fluxing. Let's see what we can do to neaten that up. We have some flux on the wires itself. I'm gonna get that off. That's certainly a bit too much, especially given that right now we just want to tin them and not solder them. So we put some of this here solder paste onto the place where we are going to solder them, because we'll also want some flux there. Get the flux ready. Get the flux ready. Flux it up, boys. Just flux it up. There we go. We fluxed it up. Time to tin it up. This is the way we tin the quad, tin the solders, tin the solders, tin the solders. This is the way we tin the solders. Early in the evening, must be early in the evening somewhere. Power up. Power up. Who's watching? Is it you, Ed? Give me a proof of life, man. Let me know I'm not alone. The universe, 346, 350 degrees. There we go. And just smash it with the heat. Other side, come in with the solder. I like coming in from one side with the soldering iron and from the other side with the solder itself. Give it that. Make sure that both sides of the wire get nice and soldered. Everything is already all already fluxed up. I should, before the next solder, remember to also get the double-sided sticky going for the wire protectors. Should do away with these really. They're a couple of grams of weight isn't really needed. But the other one, they're all inside the thing. Okay, gotta be as close to the dude as you can, and then boom, there. How is this gonna go? Okay, move them back. I'm gonna put it in there, so that one goes first, right? And because we are proper, what we also do is we give our freshly tinned solder point a lick of the flux, a lick of the cat. You know how they give a lick of the cat to Pirates Ed? I give it a lick of the flux. Lick of the flux. So it's got still here, but I have a meeting in 15. Ooh, so I gotta get these 12 solders done in 15 minutes, eh? That what you're telling me? So that my man Ed can find out that his man in Pakistan was productive and got the job done. Okay, we're going to take a second to get this job done because it has been cut just a little bit too long. So we're routing it just so, touching up all the flux. Iron is shiny and smoky. Hit it with the heat. Hit it with the heat. Hit it with the heat. Just feel it getting fluxed down, getting sucked in, sucked down, finding its place and its home for a long and rippy life. There we go. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. It's not sweetened down there. Now it is. Pulled it just a little too soon. Right there. Alright, as we had one motor cold solder last time that we had to go in for twice and we didn't enjoy going in there twice. So this time we're going to make sure that they're all nice and good. Just need to apply flux and heat. Flux and heat. First meeting is in. Hey, watching from the Cheeks Miller account as well. Not from your usual account. Right, we're gonna. This one isn't cut. Okay, let's stick this one in place first and then cut it so that we don't have this, 2-3 millimeters too long wire giving us some blues. Coming up on 3.5 hours. Come on, boys. Come on. Gotta get this done. We gotta get this done. We so close. We so close. There we go. Over there's. Pick up the scissors. For propriety this time we turn our soldering iron off because we can. But we paid for our TS100 to do exactly this for us. Put it right on top of the place where I want it and cut it. Carefully though, make sure that you don't cut other things with your scissors. It happens. You'd be surprised. I was. Who would have thought scissors will cut things? Whatever gets in their way, they'll cut. They won't wait for permission to better 4-eye check when you press down with your thumbs. There we go. Cutting it more. Nicked the capacitor a little bit there, but that's okay. Just a flesh wound. Just a flesh wound. Can take it. Little Monty Python reference for you cool kids out there. There we go. Snip, crackle, and pop. Oh, and pop. Sounds that you don't normally want to hear from your quad. You hear them from your if you hear them from your breakfast cereal, better just make sure that that's the breakfast cereal you've gotten, because if you're eating Frosties and they're snap, crackling, and popping, then you maybe want to take a look at that. Okay, so same. We take some healthy amount of flux. We bathe our wires in the flux. Bathe, all three. A fair amount of the flux. While we're here with the flux, let's also flux up the places that they're going to be soldered, so we don't have to come into that again. Come on. Oh Lord, just got a big chunk of flux on there. I'm gonna go painting with it. Yeah, baby, there, you like the flux, don't you? Oh yes, that's a good solder. Not excessive. Remember not to be excessive, because that's just going to flow around. I never had solder flux flow around and do something bad, but it could happen. You don't want to mess with it. Turn it on. Here we go. Come on. I think we got 10 of those 15 minutes left. We just got 9 more solders to do. We tin our dude. And then we paint these wires back in. Hello, wires. As we said, we're like coming in with the heat from one side, come in with the solder wick from the other, so the solder flows through the wire all the way to the other side where the heat is, and the soldering iron also has some of its own solder that it's adding in there, so naturally is a win-win, good situation. Now let's take some more solder flux. I'm so hungry, but I found a second way with the hunger. Definitely managing to keep it along. I do hope though that the food, the takeout that I was promised, has arrived, because if it hasn't, I'm gonna have a bad time. I think again it starts with that one first. My soldering iron comes in from this direction. Here we go, we make a little grabby grab, we make it past the capacitor, and we just hit it with the heat, hit it with the heat, hit it with the heat. Watch it sweep down, feel it sweep down, and let it go. Get number 2, and make sure you have a good grip on it, the right grip on it, and hit it with the heat, hit it with the heat. It's always good to hit the wire with the heat, so that again the heat goes through the wire, and then when you see the tinned pad underneath it flowing, you know that everything is hot. You're not going to have a cold solder joint. All of it is working. Ouchie, that's a cold solder joint. It did not get all the way down there. Need solder on my soldering iron. Come on. No. No, Sariba. Check to see if we snagged those two right there. Visually is okay. But aren't these guys always shorted on the inside? Oh well. It looks okay. Move on to the next one, which is already cut and ready for us and been splattering opening its ends. That's why we've left the plastics on the other ones, children, because these little wires will splay themselves everywhere based on being touched. They're not tinned. So the first step, you guessed it, flux. I'm telling you, this fluxing right now, saving us time later with heat and fixing solders and just blues while soldering. It makes the solders nice and dependable, nice and reliable, makes the whole experience a lot more enjoyable and less troubleshooty, thereby less tedious. You're just working, you're not fighting the solders. There we go. There we go. There we go. Alrighty tighty, did we turn you off? We didn't turn you off that time. Not enough solder on the iron last time because the iron was not smoking. The iron should be smoking. And solder. And solder. And solder. Just a little bit. Don't need much. You don't need much. Take a bit more of the solder paste. Nice hot tin joints. Push the fresh solder paste onto them. Get some more solder paste, with the solder paste onto the solder flux onto the iron. And let's go. We're gonna do that one first. No, we're gonna do that one last. We need to stick it in there first. This is the way we stick the tape, stick the tape, stick the tape. This is the way we stick the tape. Oh Lord, I think we're going on 4 hours now. I have a massive 4-hour stream. Ain't nobody got time for that. But at the end of it, there will be a completed quad. Pull it back all the way. Yeah, right there. And boom, right in the center, baby. Right there. Pull this guy back. Pull this guy back. Push this guy forward. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on, buddy. You got a nice big fat blob of solder on you. You should sweeten nicely, especially with the iron being as smoky as it is. There you go. Did you sweet the whole huge solder ball? Looks like you did. Number 2. Here we go. Here we go. Come on. Come on. 1, 2, go. Come on. It's not sweeting underneath. It's not sweeting underneath. Looks like it's sweeting underneath. It's also got to feel like it's sweeting underneath, right? You can feel that the wire, which was earlier sitting on top of the solder ball, is now sinking into the molten piece of metal. Come on. Come on. I need solder on the iron. Not as smoking. Just a little teeny tiny bit is good. We grab the wire again for security. There we go. And oh, look at that response. Now that it had the solder on it. Little large in that solder ball, but is okay. We're gonna move on to the last one. Up, come up. I still got you, Ed? Do I still got you, or are we over time? Did the meeting start? I'm on the last motor. I'm on the last motor. I'm on the last motor. On the last motor. On the last motor. Alright. Ooh, I said a tick. Gotta hit my meeting. Hit me in Messenger when you finish your stream. Cheers, buddy. I will. I'm going to take a screen break before I do that. But cheers. Best of luck for your meeting. Uh, I will let you know. I will definitely drop you a line in the messenger and let you know if magic smoke came out or not. There's probably too much lag in the stream for Ed to catch that, even though I tagged the comment as soon as it came. Around normal latency for YouTube right now. As an ultra low latency mode, we can try that out next time. There we go. This is the way we tin the wires, tin the wires, tin the wires. This is tin the wires. Early in the... This is the way we tin the wires. Tin the wires, tin the wires. The way we tin the wires. Early in the evening. Come on, strip the tape, strip the tape, strip the tape. One more motor to go. Last solder on the build. Then there's still some programming to be done because at least motor direction has to be switched, even if we don't go the JESC route right out of the box. So there's definitely some motor programming to be sorted out. There we go. We got, which one are we going to do first? This one is what we're going to do first. So what we do is we get some, you guessed it, children, solder flux. Flux. We solder up the wires, we flux up the wires, we flux up the pads themselves, flux them up, flux them, flux this guy and flux this guy. Flux, huh? Not using a bad word. It's a flux. Solder paste is important, is useful, is magical almost. Okay. We got some onto here. Grab our little grabber of things. Grabs a wire, which is, oh lord, it's too short by that much. The other one reached, this one reaches, and this one reaches, but it won't reach the third one. But let's see what we can do, because it looks like it's too short by a millimeter, which might really be okay. The solder might make the joint for us. Not ideal, it's not robust, but it's an electrical connection. It's number 2. Easy there, buddy. Pressing it down. And come on, baby. Come on, baby. Number 3. Should have put some more solder onto the soldering iron, which I'm gonna do right now. Just because this makes soldering life so much easier, so much better. And look at that, I'll just need to hit it and it should get done. There we go, I hit it. All started swifting. I think I got it. I think I got it. Soldering iron turned off. We'll tin it in a second. First thing, we're gonna get that piece of alcohol swab that we had and swab all these 4 guys that we just soldered up. There we go. Everything hooked up, neat and clean. Solder, weird fluxy solder hopefully gone away. Hopefully we haven't touched anything here, nor there, nor everywhere. I think we haven't. We were fairly diligent about everything that we soldered. being fairly diligent about our soldering iron as well. As you can see me feeding the solder onto it, even as it stops accepting it. There we go. Wind up the solder wire, the solder paste. Move these things out of our way and hydrate. Let's do some hydration. Oh. So now, children, this is done. All the electronics are in place. Let's do the things we need to do if we were to plug it in, the important things. One very important thing, other than just plugging everything in, is that this plug that we're about to plug in, this gives full battery power to the Unify. And that means that the Unify had better have a video antenna connected to it. Let's just get the video antenna of the other build for now. We know it's a working antenna. Hook it in right here. Don't plug in your VTXs without antennas, boys. Okay. And since we are gonna get it ready to plug in, we also get the camera, which we can also find out right now if it's the right length or not, albeit that is not a problem that we will work to solve at this moment in time. Let's put this guy over here so it stays a little safer. It goes voltage ground video 3.7 to 18 volts. Voltage ground video, there you go. Voltage ground video, plug on in. You're the wire that came out of the box of this camera, so you better be right. And right this way is the way that the camera can come out with the least amount of thing. And there is no scene jelly bean for the camera to reach. There is just simply absolutely no scene at all. Look at that. Oh, look at that. It's so, oh no, but wait, I'm sending it in the wrong direction. It is, the camera's fine, the camera's fine, the camera's fine. And the Unify, I think we'd seen earlier, that's also fine. As long as it fits. It might not fit by a couple of millimeters, in which case we might have to mount it sideways, which is also okay. So now we have nice new Unify Nano, Crossfire Nano. We have the big bad Unify. We have the Cadex Ant connected. And the way to go about this is to multimeter the mains. Have a look-see. First things first. Okay, nothing there. But if we go from ground to ground, okay, that's fine. Motors are all shorted with each other. That should be inside. And this is at 3 hours 45 minutes. The real truth of the build. We're going to plug it in. We're going to pull our battery out of the Tree S100. We're going to plug this in. And we're going to see if all the lights turn on. We're going to see if we have video. And then we're going to check for the motors. Then we'll need to check for motors, motor directions, and that's about it. Then we'll be able to fly it. Let's see. Right now, all I want to do is plug it in. So, moment of truth. Let's hope no magic fire comes out. Check positive, negative. That is positive, negative. Red to positive, black to negative. Bismillah. Ooh. Everything has lights. I saw a light on the Unify. There it is. It's on. Everything is booted up and running. Das is good. Is it successful? Now, whether or not the quad arms is another question. That can also be something that we check and that you can see satisfied in the build. And the build is then like all the way complete, right? We know that it armed, because if it doesn't arm, then that's a problem. We should be able to arm it real quick. We should be able to bind it and arm it real quick. So actually not really quickly, it'll take a moment for the crossfire to do its thing. In the meantime, maybe we can look up the Unify manual and see what's going on there. We pick the one profile that we're using for everything now. We keep our things in front of us, and since it's being plugged in the first time, it's automatically going to be in bind mode. So we push this button once, it goes flashing green, we plug it in, that should flash blue now, solid green, flashing blue, push it one time to confirm, stays blue, it's doing its thing, and the green light here will do some flashy mashy things in a bit. While the blue light is on, it's not gonna, I believe it needs I need to push it again, do I? That did nothing. I think I just need to leave it alone. While it does its thing, I don't like that it's plugged in. I don't know what power the VTX is at. We're gonna find out though by looking up the manual. Where's the button for the VTX? Ooh, that's getting hot. That is getting pretty hot. It is getting pretty hot. Oh wow, that's hot. The button seems inaccessible. The VTX button is not responding for me. Is no good. It's doing other flashes, quick green flashes. Green flashes there. I think it's almost ready to be done. When it goes solid green, then we're all good. Can you guys see this guy still flashing? Over the air, updating and binding and doing all those good things. The fact that this guy is not showing me the lights is disturbing me. I'm gonna try to press the button again. Oh wow, that's getting really hot. Can't push that button. That button is held in by the heat shrink. We're gonna have to open it up. Now when it's doing these things, it means it's doing its thing. We gotta leave it alone. There was a video we watched about this and it took a while. Let's see. Unify Pro HV manual. Okay, let's open up that manual in the meantime. Button menu structure, that's what we're looking for. No, but not for this one. We need it for the newer one because we have it happening somewhere else. I think it's now updated and we just need to do it again. We pull it out, turn this off, turn this on, right? Then we plug this guy in. He's flashing green. Push the button one time. Solid green. We have telemetry. We have arming. all clockwise. They're all anti-clockwise. Okay, they're all anti-clockwise, so we know what to do there. Did you guys see that? It powered on. Oh yeah, let's pull it out quickly before it does something crazy on us. Right? And just so that we're going all the way, we're not leaving anything, we're gonna open up this here button, the unify button, very gently, because we do want access to this, it seems. Ouchie, ouchie, hot, hot. It's an ouchie, ouchie, hot, hot, boys. That unify has gotten toasty without any flight airflow. I think it may be running all the way up on a watt. 1 watt full unify power from Trappy. When Trappy says 1 watt, oh, Trappy means it. Hallelujah. 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 And let's just snip that bit right off. Can we press the button now? Yeah, that definitely presses. And now what happens when I plug you in? One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 4. The button, she is no activate for me. I think I may have a problem, boys. Okay, let's just relax. We're gonna deal with software things in a bit. We can always change the crossfire. That's a nothing change. Everything is working. All the motors are working. Is video working? Let's do full test includes video. Gotta know if your video is working. And we can say that in 4 hours we completed the quad. Yeah. Final assembly, and we just gotta put in some double-sided sticky, a little bit of double-sided sticky, and a little bit of motor tubes. That's about it. Mechanical assembly is this nothing. This does not even count. Plug that in yet again. See. Hello. I had nothing from my crossfire, from my rapid fire. Plug in again. It's on R3 for some reason. But okay, video is good, video is golden. And by the way, will I even have smart audio already enabled? Smart audio doesn't seem to want to work. We need to check that out. OSD doesn't seem to want to work. R325, that's good. So we're on 25 milliwatts. That's good to know. And we can sort out issues with our smart audio and our RPM filtering and our 48 kilohertz PWM speed magic and our tune magic, all that stuff we can keep sorting out. But now I think we can call a victory because we just finished the quad, guys. Everything's working, everything's cool. Victory, man. I'm proud. I am proud. You plug it in and everything works. Doesn't happen every day, children. Like one thing didn't work, which is of course the fact that I can't get this the harness out of the thing and that I can't push the button anymore, which is weird. Maybe if I take the thing, it doesn't, not smart, but apply some pressure on it. Doesn't seem to want to take any pressure. is weird. We'll take this piece of heat shrink off it. So we might want to change out this video transmitter. I see no reason though. She's a big, well, the only reason can be that we don't have access to the settings and it's stuck on 25 milliwatts. Other than that, oh yeah. So guys, that has been the stream. We are 3 hours 56 minutes inside of 4 hours, and we have a complete working quad in front of us that just needs a touch of mechanical assembly and a little bit of Betaflight magic. I think that is a success. I'm going to call that a success. I had a great time chilling out with my buddy Ed Miller. If you guys are watching this after the fact, remember to say cheeks in the comments so we can shout you out in the next big build. And I'll see you guys next time. This is Abdul Aleem for Karachi Quads. Out! Man, that was fun. I wonder how long it will take for the stream to actually catch up to me saying goodbye. Because if I hit stop streaming before that, then it's not gonna get there, right? So we'll just have to see. We are 3 hours. We'll just have to see how that goes. 4 hours, and we have I'm gonna try and click the button just when it goes over there. If this is also in the stream, we will see what we will see. Hope you guys have a grand old time. Remember to say cha-cha-cha cheeks. Cha-cha cheeks, cha-cha cheeks. Come on, it's still moving, still grooving over there, waiting for me to wave goodbye and goodbye. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.